Hello guys, and welcome to this video where we are going to be looking at a BO4 remote and another BO4 remote. And as you can obviously see, one has a slight problem. So this one has a broken screen, but actually this one, its TV button doesn't work. So that's one thing that I am struggling with. So originally I actually got this one for free together with an MX7000 CRT that I just picked up a few days ago. And everything is awesome, but the TV button doesn't work. So one way you can simply check if it's working is, of course, by pressing it and seeing if TV comes up. Nothing. But actually, a trick you can see is if you click, let me just click something else, like 7. Look here. So you should be able, on a digital camera, you can't see this with the naked eye, but you can see the IR, the infrared lights, emitting the signal. So when I'm pressing the TV right now, nothing is coming up. But what I did find nearby where I'm living is actually this one. I got it for free because it was just in a big bundle of free remotes. And I popped in some fresh batteries, and look, when I press the TV button, there's coming a little bit of light. So what I'm suspecting is maybe a capacitor that maybe should be changed, or otherwise I should be able to simply just take the circuit board from this one and pop it into this one. Another note that I really want to take is this one has the V-tape and A-tape. So this is actually just cosmetic because they changed the inputs at some point. But it's actually the same remote, most of it. But what I would like to do is, because this is all just one big membrane, all these rubber buttons, I want to take the newer part of this one, because as you can see, like the go button is still there, and you can actually still see the arrow here and the stop button. Which this one, it's it's seen better days, but you can't see really anything here. You don't even know that this is actually the volume scroll. So I would like to split up the membrane and transfer this part to this part, because then I can keep the V-tape and A-tape as well as satellite and those stuff, but having all the lower buttons be looking newer. And also the shell on this one has taken a hit here, so I would like to put it into this shell instead. So what this repair is going to be about is just taking apart both of them and transferring all the good stuff from one to another. One thing I'm also going to note is, as you can see here, this liquid screen is not perfect. It has a slight pixel line that's not complete. I have already tried disassembling it and cleaning the contacts, but there's nothing to do there. So what you're going to be needing to do this is just a small Phillips head screwdriver. This is actually just from one of my ratchet ones. I like to take it out like this because I don't need a lot of torque. And also just a little one of these ones. So let's take them apart. So it's actually very hard to take these apart. Some of them easier, some of them harder. But essentially what you're going to do is you're going to want to press this way while pressing downwards, like on regulars. But this one here, it has like a knob underneath that you actually need to pull upwards, so like this. So you need to do like a motion where you're pulling it up and then push forward at the same time, and it should pop out. Now these batteries, they're gonna fly everywhere if you don't do it correctly, but you can just press the middle one down and then take the front one out and then just scroll them all to the front. That's the best way to do it. Yes. So what you're going to be seeing here when you look down is we're gonna have one Phillips head screw there, one missing there, there's going to be one there, and also one beneath the serial code, so the barcode, if I can get the focus to work. So there's one there. If it's not there or you can't see it, you just need to peel up the sticker. So what we're going to be doing is just disassembling it. The reason I like to use this is, as I said, because I don't like to use a lot of torque on these stuff, so I can actually just quickly unscrew with finger power only, which I think is a bit better for these small threads, because you can see the threads are, oh, you can't even see it. They're very tiny. So it's easy to break these heads, and it's also very easy to rip the threads down here. And when you do that, you're done. So you either have two things that are going to happen now. It's either going to fall out like this, or you might have to push it. And the way to push it is just by finding one of the PCB pads, like these ones here, and just push down. Be careful, don't let it fall out, because there's actually a few cables hanging onto it. So let's just safely separate it. And then when you look here, you can see there's a red cable, that's the live wire, and black cable ground. So you just take it like this, and then the IR sensor is gonna slide this way. So you're gonna want to pull it a bit back, as you can see, and then lift it and then wiggle a bit. Should pop right out. So what you see now is the main circuit board. The other side is gonna have the membrane. But what you're going to want to be doing now is just unscrewing these, and these, which are just some clamps that hold the circuitry together. So this is also the liquid screen here. So we can just start by pulling off the liquid screen. So you can use whatever you have. I just always use this one because I had it nearby. Don't over tighten these as well, because that's gonna be bad. I actually I already repaired this one once before to fix the liquid screen because someone else had tried to do a repair and it didn't work. But just unscrew it a little bit so it's not too tight anymore, and then just unscrew the rest by finger. That's the best way, I think, to do it. So now you can just roll these, if I'm allowed to. Take them away. And be sure to not rip open any capacitors or something. So these capacitors here, they're both 10 volts only, so it's not too dangerous, but just don't short them. They are going to be bleeding out by themselves, so if you're not too comfortable around doing this, you should probably just take out the batteries, then wait like 5 minutes, and it should have no voltage left. So before screwing out the others, I'm gonna turn it all around. And actually look here, so this is something that can happen sometimes. These wires, I wasn't careful enough there, so it ripped off. And this is the minus terminal of the battery. So what I would do now is, if I want to use this, actually the plan was that I was going to transfer this to the new board. No, what was it? I'm going to transfer a new board into this one anyway, so I guess I just did something for myself there, but you can see that's you don't want that to happen, because then you're going to have to resolder it. So actually, now that I think about it, you're also going to need a soldering iron. So my mistake, but I'm just gonna bring it out here. So this is my soldering iron. It's a pine sol, but it's because you're gonna need to be desoldering these terminals here. So, but let's just start out with pulling out all of these. I do not recommend doing it without a soldering iron. Now I'm just going to be plugging in my soldering iron, get it up to 300 degrees, and I'm just going to quickly desolder the red wire here, because we already have this terminal connected. So the only thing I need to do is keep the black wire from the other circuit board and connect it to this contact instead. So when this has reached 300 degrees, we can continue. Alright, we hit 300 degrees. So what I'm just gonna quickly do is just gonna take this soldering iron. Be sure you're not hitting any other components, because you can easily just kill something random. So just take it here and put it on the terminal. Just lift it off. So it shouldn't require any force, so just don't do that. And there we go. It is now desoldered from the terminal. So what we're going to want to do now is just pull out all of these copper tabs, which are holding it down. Actually not too hard to peel out, so you just take them by hand, like so. And now it should actually be disconnected from the frame. So I'm just gonna take and turn it around like this. So the display here is gonna fall out by itself as soon as we take the metal plate off. But we can just slowly take this off, and be sure not to force anything. If you have to force anything, then you probably should start over and look if anything is stuck. But there we go. And as you can see, the liquid display also fell out by itself. So just keep it like this. This is the working one. So what we have here is the broken circuit board. These are the contact pads. I already tried disassembling this part and seeing if I could fix this. This is the button that was like the TV button, and I couldn't get it to work. I did everything I could, and essentially just some part of the ribbon cable is broken, I'm pretty sure. So I got repair parts here. I got a good chip, I guess. I got some good capacitors, but for now I'm not going to be needing that. So let's get that away. So now what we have ended up with is I wanted to use this top here, from this membrane, because as you can see, it's just one big, thick membrane. So if I just chop it up here, I can just do the same on this one, essentially, and swap them over. So I can keep like the V shape and the A tape. So what you do is you just push them inwards and then pull them out. It's actually really easy. Just don't force them because it's still rubber. You can still break it. So just push each row one by one so you don't break anything. And also this aluminum frame, as you can see, it's very easy to bend. And it's also easy to fix again. So just don't bend it too much till you get like a real bend, but also just be careful at this part. There we go. So I would like to use this frame because I think it looks better than this frame. So and this frame, actually, yeah, I was wondering. So I'm actually going to use this backing because it looked better. So I'm going to be using this backing here. So this one goes away also too. And now we're going to be disassembling this one. So that's going to be fun. Let's try now. So this one I noticed specifically, it actually has a bit like it's a bit more tight, but oh, there we go. It did it anyway. And also the batteries pop out by itself. So the spring is a bit mangled on this one, but that's fine. It shouldn't do anything. It's still a contact. So let's just pull out all the batteries one by one. And now you can see we have the same 4 screws. This one actually has all 4 of them, but it looks like it has never been disassembled here. So we can just take a pair of tweezers, just gently lift up this. Oh, it's like all rotten, this paper. This is an old unit, I can see. It's also over 20 years old now, this remote, which is absolutely insane. I used to watch these TVs as a kid, which is also the reason why when I saw one for free that I went to pick it up immediately. You know, I wanted to relive some of my childhood memories watching MTV and, I don't know, Cartoon Network. Also National Geographic by then. That was amazing. So what you can see now is we actually disassembled. We took out all the screws, but it's not going out, and that's probably a good sign because that means it has probably never been mangled with. So what I said before is you just press on these pads. You can see where there's like the golden ones. That's a part of the PCB. You just press on those and lift at the same time. It's gonna separate. And as I said before, be careful of the IR sensor. You don't want to force it. You want to pull this back first, so you can pull it out that way, and then slowly lift without pulling off any cables. So let's just try wiggling it a bit. There we go. So it wasn't that hard, and as we can see here, it's a nice looking PCB. So this is amazing. I can see it has good solder joints, and it is also newer produced compared to this one. So this might actually be a repro. I have no clue, but let's just go with it. So the next part we are going to be doing is taking this liquid screen out. First of all, actually, we just have to disassemble it all anyway, so let's just do that. Also, I can see that these screws have it has rusted a little bit, so I can use these screws from the old one and replace them on this one, because you can see they've been browning a bit, so it doesn't look too nice, but it doesn't really matter at this point. But I'm gonna change them anyway since I have the parts. So just do the rest by hand, and then I'm just gonna be trashing the rest of these. All right. So you don't really need to take this one off. It doesn't matter. It's just there for the pressure. So when you're screwing it in, so it doesn't bend the metal or the PCB. So let's take these taps off. These taps are also just there to keep the pressure down and even instead, because if you just put screws here, you would put a lot of pressure on a single point in the PCB. So what we've ended up with now is that we can take it out. So I'm going to just lift it slowly again. Be sure not to pull on anything. And then just wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And there we go. So we have this circuit board, which is the one I want to use. We have this screen, which is the one I want to put in here. And we have these membranes that I want to transfer to this. So you can see this one, I mean, this one is looking better compared to this one. This one is very grimy and very rusty. So I'm gonna trash that one. So, but I would really love to use this frame, which I have already cleaned and brushed and done nicely. So the next step that I'm going to be doing is taking out this liquid display. So it's actually pretty simple. You just slightly press it down, 2 seconds, by the sides. So you can see there's like these small plastic here. You can just pull it down like this, and then the frame itself will pop out, and then pull it backwards. So the diodes here slide underneath, and here the LCD is still dangling by a thread. So that's the broken screen we have right here. So yeah, that looks very bad. Let's take that out. So the way you take these out is there's this rubber. It's like it's transferring the signals through this rubber. I don't know if you can see it. It's very bad. I'm using my phone as a camera. I'm very sorry for that, by the way. There's like this rubber here. So just take by the sides and slowly lift off this rubber. Yeah, I didn't do that too slowly, but as you can see, that's how you do it. And now we have fresh pads here where we can put this one on. So I have the same rubber right here. And actually, if I'm looking at it, I'm just gonna judge which of the rubbers look newest. I actually just think I'm gonna keep going with this one. But yes, so what you're going to do is just take your circuit board and then have it assembled like this, where the rubber with the stripe is in the middle here and the liquid screen is inside the little plastic frame. And then with the like tape here on the upper side, slide it in and then press at the bottom. And there we go. And now we have mounted a new screen. That looks nice, doesn't it? So the next step we're going to be doing is I'm just gonna take the time and I'm going to cut this off now so we can transfer it to this one. So no, to this one. So I only want these 3 rows up here while having all these down here. So let's just cut it up. Also, this is a very good time to clean your membranes because you don't have any electronics to it. So this is just silly, it's like silicone. You can just hand wash it. And this one is just, I don't know, I think it's like aluminium. Yeah, it's aluminium. So you can just also hand wash this and be sure to remove all the water afterwards so it doesn't brown. So I'm just gonna take this and cut it in the middle here. There we go. Nice. So what I should be able to do is just simply put it into this one still. Nice. Yeah, that's looking nice. So now I have the 3 buttons that are bound to my TV, like the V tape and the A tape. And now we're gonna take off this silicone the same way we did the other one. So this one I'm just gonna be a little bit more rough. Just gonna do it quickly, but safely at the same time. Remember that, don't rip anything apart, because then you don't have a membrane and they are costly because people want a hand and a finger for them. So that's also one of the things you can do about this, is there's a lot of these broken remotes around, and you could technically just keep picking them up until you have enough working parts to assemble one single good one, which is basically what I did here. Okay, so we're going to be cutting off the top 3 rows, here. You don't have to do this, by the way. This is only because I like it for the aesthetic. So now we have the rest of the rows, and we should be able to just actually pop it in. So as you can see here, they're not quite aligned, so I'm just gonna cut it a bit more on this one, just so it aligns. And don't cut too close to the buttons, because then it's not gonna have the same membrane feel. You still need a bit of that pop from the membrane for it to be tactile. There we go. And then I need to cut a little bit more of this one off. Only a little bit. So you just gotta keep a bit of the edge here for these. Okay, so now it should be a bit better. Yes, so there's a bit of space between the 2 different layers now, but it fits perfect. And this is nice because that means I'm gonna keep my old layout from my original TV, but getting basically a brand new remote internally. So it's gonna take a bit. Also, there's 2 versions of this model. There's one with the joystick, and there's this one that has the go button in here. be sure to check if it's the same model of those two. So that could... I'm not sure about the fitment of those two. They do remind a lot of each other, but just be sure to check off which one you have and which one you're picking up if you're doing this kind of repair. So these ones are a bit harder to put in, but just be sure to do it nicely. And don't break anything. That's a good word to say to yourself. Don't break anything. Then you don't break anything. There we go. That looks awesome. So now I have what looks to me a brand new front face interface for my BO4 remote. So just pressing all the buttons a bit. Don't press them in through again. But this looks nice. Like, see here. So we have essentially my old layout and very clean lower buttons. So let's start assembling the whole thing together again. So what you want to keep careful of is that this rubber, it needs to be here for the screen to work. It transfers the signal. So you need to always make sure it doesn't turn over also, and just press down between these, like sandwich them. Then take the remote, and you can see there's like these holes. Let me just pull it up a bit. You can see there's these holes here. These holes need to go through. So we're starting a TV in the first hole here. And as soon as you can do that, we can turn it around. It's a bit fiddly, this part, but you should be able to find out a way to do it your way. Actually, I just need to turn it around again and then just look again. Okay, it's still there. Still looking good. Okay. Okay, so let's just retry. I'm sorry for that. Let's retry putting in these. Be sure not to have any of the terminal cables in between, because that's not gonna work. You're gonna break it. Put it in here. There we go. Awesome. So what we're going to be doing now is putting back these copper tabs that we took off earlier. And screwing in all of these. So in the first run, I'm just going to be hand tightening all of this, because I do want to make a battery test before we reassemble everything. So remember to cross screw it in so there's even pressure on the PCB. So just you can just take some random different places to screw it in instead of doing it linearly. Like just go all around in a cross pattern, however you feel like, because that's gonna divide the pressure over the whole PCB when you're screwing it in. It's not gonna do any difference here when I'm hand tightening it, but it's a very good rule of thumb to do, so you never break any PCBs in the future by mistake, which is going to happen, and then you have a nice cracker, I guess. Alright, that's looking good. So this is the new front, and this is the battery terminal. So I'm just gonna turn this all around. Let's see how I can do this without ripping the cables. And I actually want to try and power it on. So we can just turn it all like this and put some batteries in. Also be sure, minus, plus. You can see the plus by the little knob. Don't put them in backwards. You're gonna ruin something. So, oh, I forgot. This is the one that jumps around. So I'm just gonna take this backing here, and I'm gonna have to do it at the same time as I'm putting this down. There we go. All right. So let's take a look. Are we getting a video signal? All right, so my TV did turn on, but I am not getting any video on this remote. So I have to be doing something wrong here. So let's just take a look. Right. So what I noticed is if I press hard enough, it's gonna appear. So it actually worked. I simply just have to screw these in tighter so the rubber makes full contact. So what I'm going to be doing now is just taking out the batteries again. And don't rip this. This is insane. I don't know why they did it like this. They don't want you to change your batteries or what? I don't get it. You gotta change your batteries. Okay, so now that I know that it's technically working, I just need to hand tighten these because that's gonna put a bit more pressure. Or not hand tighten, I'm gonna tighten it more because that's gonna put more pressure on the display. So I'm just gonna take this plier and don't over tighten it and don't ruin anything. So really get a good grip on it and just do it until it doesn't feel like it wants to anymore. Don't try to force it because you're just gonna break the screen and then you have no replacements because they're not always free, these units, and I was lucky to find one in that box of free remotes. So someone else probably threw it out because the screen, I don't even know what happened. How did they turn blue, the liquid screen? Okay, I guess maybe some liquid came in, but... So, now it looks all good. It's assembled here, and we are going to be checking every single one. Is any one of them too loose? Nope, just hand tighten those. Turn it over, and it's very important that you assemble this part correctly. Pull the black cable a bit towards yourself, and the red cable down here. So they have like these little grooves, and they should just go into each one of them. So when you're putting it down, just make sure that they go into each. Another thing, don't force it, because this IR emitter, it has like a little knob, a little edge. You actually need to put it in like this. So, and make sure that it actually fits. So let's just fit it in. There we go. It said click, and you can see that it's flush with the edge. Make sure the cables are looking good. I can see that the red cable, actually, I need to push it a bit back. So I'm just going to take this one. There we go. And then just slightly lower it. If it doesn't want to like go like this without you putting too much pressure, then probably one of the cable, like terminal cables, is not connected correctly, or I mean placed correctly. So one thing I want to note now is when you're reassembling these screws, you gotta make sure that you're only hand tightening. Start by the middle, this one here. And the way that I make sure I only hand tighten is I just use this ratchet screwdriver head, which has taken it off, because then you can just take your finger and just until it doesn't feel like it wants to anymore. Because you don't really have to over tighten these. There's no reason for it to be extremely tight. It just needs to be assembled essentially. There we go. Was another one. As I said, it just needs to work. So as I can see here, I need to pull out the sticker again. A very old sticker. I should probably clean this more in the future, but for now, this is good. There we go. And now we can put back the cover. So let's put in these fresh batteries. And as we saw before, this one jumps a bit. So actually maybe put this end here first. And then, oh shit. I'm sorry. And then push it backwards. There we go. And click. Give me the money. Yes. So now it's displaying TV. So let's just check if all the buttons are working. Light, radio, satellite, or DTV, which is on this one. V-tape, which is called the V-memory on this chip. So that's a difference in the TVs, but the TV is still gonna show the correct channel, don't worry. It's actually just for my aesthetic purpose. So record, that doesn't matter, we don't have a cassette recorder. The DVD, CD, AMEM, that's essentially the same. And to check if these are working, we just gotta see the light. There we go. We're seeing a clear IR light. So one thing I can check if the menu is working, I'm gonna go into my TV. It's next to me, but I'm just confirming, yeah, everything's working. And I'm checking if the list button is working by going out of the menu into TV, and then let's press list. There we go. Now we're getting all the custom commands. That's nice. Let's try holding these together to force yes. And we got the add menu, config, option, remove. So we can go in and we can add like a I don't know. Let's put a P mute on it. There we go. And when we press list now, we should be able to find the P mute. There we go. Just press exit again. And that means we're done for now. So this looks amazing. I have a much better back shell. I have a much better front. I have fixed all the buttons. The screen works, I guess. There's like one missing pixel line, but it's readable and it's much better than this one. So that means it was a success, and I am now able to use all my buttons again, and I can also use the list, and I can go in and fix the geometry and have fun with my CRT. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you do have any questions or comments, then feel free to ask them in the comment section. This is my first YouTube video on this channel, which means that I probably did mess up a bit. I am an electronics engineering student, so I am an amateur in this field, but I do love tinkering with stuff, and I've always done that in my life. So if you want to see more of that stuff, especially with retro stuff, maybe some retro gaming, Nintendos and other fixes, then feel free to subscribe and follow for more. So that's it for today, and have a nice day.